So I just wanted to do a book review about another self-help book that I read when I was in college, and it's called Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. So this is another book about where you kind of are focused on goals, and he starts out in the beginning of the book by saying that the first thing that you need to really do is figure out who you are, and then you need to figure out where you want to be, and then you want to figure out how you can get to where you want to be. So I'm going to kind of go through the 7 habits, and then I'm just going to read over it, and then I'm going to go more into detail. 1, be proactive. 2, begin with the end in mind. 3, put first things first. Think, have a positive attitude. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Combining the strengths. Sharpen the saw. And then there's like an additional bonus habit is sharpen your mind. So I'm going to go more into the habits, and then I'm going to read about them. So the first one is be proactive. So that just pretty much means that you know your goals and you're ambitious and you know what you want and you are trying to get things done. So he explains in the book under the first habit, be proactive, that it's important to constantly expand your entire world. You don't just sit there and wait for, Prince Charming to come and ask you to marry him. You don't just sit and wait and just, watch TV all day and then wait for the career to come by. So you have to take action first. 2, begin with the end in mind. So this is kind of what I was talking about a minute ago, is that this book is about, your goals, and you have a work plan and then plans that you can work toward that. So you figure out where you are in your life, then you figure out where you want to be, and then you need to figure out how you get there. So the questions are, who do I want to be? What have I said about myself? How do you want to be remembered? 3rd habit, put first things first. You need to first take control of yourself before you can take control of other people. And then he advises you to put in, maybe you should write this down on a scale of 1 to 10 is what is important, what is really not important. Is number 1 on your list finding a wife and getting married, and then number 5 buying the most expensive suit. So it's important to prioritize. Habit number 4, have a positive attitude. He explains that when you have a good attitude, that's really beneficial because it's good for yourself, and then it's also good for everybody else around you, and you will have agreement in your relationship, because that's all that we want is value and respect from other people, and the best thing that we can do is have a positive attitude. So that would be my best advice, is just to have a positive attitude about it. Habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. So this means being honest and listening. So where you can understand what the person is saying, you need to listen, and you need to have an open mind, and that's a loving, positive attitude, and that's the best attitude that you get to solve problems. And then he kind of, in the book that he wrote, the way that he wrote it, he goes through the Greek philosophy. So number 1 is ethos, your personal credibility, and that you're inspiring other people. 2, pathos is your sensitive side. It's the emotional trust of another person and positive communication. 3, logos is your mind, the part that can think out things. So then he reviews it again, ethos, pathos, logos. So that's your personality and your relationships. And then he'll try to get you to get your logic and try to tell him how this works. Habit 6, work together. Combine the strengths of people through positive teamwork so you can get a lot of goals done, because you can't do everything all alone. Habit 7, sharpen the saw. Balance renew your resources, energy, and health. So it's a good life that you can live, 50 years from now. He goes over physical exercise, prayer, meditation, yoga, going to church, anything. Reading, no matter if it's a comic book or a magazine or something like that. If you want to read, he says that really helps a lot. There's growth, change, and there's always an improvement. So the only way, you're 100% guaranteed to do a good job as long as you keep having goals and deciding where you want to be in life, and that will give you a deeper understanding. So it has 3 parts: learn, commit, and do. And he says that keep your mind really open, and that there's no, you're not going to go wrong because you're always going to be learning something. So he says that there's 4 important things: freedom, security, wisdom, and power. And then after that, the 8th bonus habit is helping other people. So, once again, the title of the book is called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and I read it when I was in college, and that was probably about 5 years ago, so I just kind of wanted to do a book review on it, and I gave it 100%. I really, really liked it. I strongly suggest that you get it, today, because I don't think that there's any way you could go wrong. I don't think that there's anybody who would not benefit from this book. I gave it 5 stars. I really liked it a lot. I think it has a lot of helpful advice, and he breaks it down, into 7 different habits, and so that kind of makes it easier, and you can, focus on certain ones or whatever. So I really liked it a lot, because I think that it has, a lot of good advice, and it just tells you to know who you are, and then know where you're going, and the importance of life is trying to figure out how to get from where you are right now to where you want to be in a year from now.